Squib loads! Not a good thing. Hey, there's a few people out there who have asked me what in the world a squib load was. So today, we are going to talk about what a squib load is. Basically, as you can see, you cannot see down the barrel. Why is that? Because there's a projectile that's stuck in it. What happens is, when you pull the trigger, you hear a pop or a click, and not necessarily a click, but a pop that's a tiny little explosion and not a big bang, right? So a click or a pop, right? And so what happens is, because there's not enough force behind the projectile to push that projectile from the chamber out of the barrel, and so it gets lodged inside the barrel. Hence, you can't see out of the barrel. You know what? It's very dangerous if you're not paying attention. Look, guys, this is what a good barrel looks like. See, same barrel. Here's the booger that was stuck inside of it. Oh, no! Terrible. And listen, if you're not paying attention, the gun can actually completely just explode in your hand. So listen, a lot of times the causes are you have hand loads that people reload, that they don't put enough powder in it, or just a touch of powder, maybe even not enough powder at all, to where when the primer goes off, it doesn't have enough bang or push behind it when the powder ignites, or what little bit of powder that's in it, to cause the projectile to exit the barrel. Another thing that happens is there could be no powder at all, and the primer ignites and it just goes out just a little bit and again gets lodged in the barrel. Either way, there's not enough bang behind it to push the projectile out. If you don't notice it and you have another round that's cycled into the chamber and you pull that trigger, more than likely you're going to have a big catastrophic kaboom! A nice big failure. Not a thing. It'll blow up right in your hand. There's a lot of videos out there on YouTube that you can look at where people go, and it's just a terrible thing. I mean, it's dangerous. You can get injured, and we do not want people getting injured while they're practicing with their firearms. And so make sure you're using ammunition that you trust, that you know is good. But it can happen to even manufactured ammunition. Most of the time, it's with hand loads. It does happen with manufactured ammos. A lot of times, it's because it was poorly stored. And so if it was in a real hot area, say in an attic somewhere, and a matter of fact, I had a squibbing competition. I'm going to show you a picture of the video. Check this out. That right there, what you're looking at there is I was at competition and I went out on target. I was doing good and it went bang, bang, bleh. And I knew it right there. I went, oh, squib. I called it out. I let them know that it was a squib. Another thing, if you're watching your target when you pull the trigger, if you don't see the hit and you know you should have hit, obviously the projectile's stuck. It didn't come out of the barrel. So very important that you pay attention when you're shooting, guys. A lot of people don't even know that this can happen, unfortunately. And that booger gets stuck in there and you don't notice it, you're going to blow your freaking hands apart, and that's not a good thing, okay? Let's not do that. Another way you can notice it is if you pull the trigger and it goes pop instead of bang. Sometimes throughout the witness hole and the injection port, there'll be a big puff of smoke come out of the top instead of out of the front like it would. Another way you can tell is if you're out on target and you pull the trigger and it goes bang, it goes pop rather than bang, and you got no recoil at all. If there's absolutely no recoil when it goes pop, obviously something's wrong. And by the way, I'm going to be doing a video here pretty soon on what a hang fire is and do a quick explanation of what that is. One last thing before I go. Make sure, if you don't feel any recoil at all when you pull that trigger, you better check your gun. You might have a squib in the barrel. It just takes a few minutes. Disassemble your gun. Take it down, okay? Take her apart and look down that barrel and make sure that there's not an obstruction. It's much more safe to take the time to check that out than it is to blow your gun apart that you spent so much money on. So guys, if you have any ideas of things you want me to do videos on, please put it in the comments and I'll get some work done and we'll get you some good videos out there on the things that you want to see. Another thing is, please make sure to share this, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you are telling people about TR Deadeye. It's so much fun. I really enjoy doing this and I'm thankful for all you faithful watchers, and I hope that you guys have a great time doing so. And again, if you have any ideas of stuff you want me to do, put it on those comments. And make sure to understand one thing is for sure. Right training is key. Performance is the result.